Why did your family force you to stay alive? I never thought I'd be the kind of person to tell a story like this online, let alone to strangers who don't even know me. But here I am, typing this out because honestly, I don't know who else I can talk to. My family, who supposedly loves me, forced me to stay alive in ways that still haunt me every day. So a little backstory first. I'm 28 now, but for most of my teenage years and early 20s, I was drowning in depression and trauma that no amount of cheer up or it gets better could fix. My parents were those classic tough love types, but with zero empathy. My dad, a borderline alcoholic with a temper sharper than a razor, was emotionally abusive in ways that only slowly reveal how deep the scars run. My mom, not much better, was cold, controlling, and acted like the perfect housewife to the outside world, but was buzzing around blaming me for every damn thing at home. They never once considered mental health seriously, called therapy a waste of money, and basically told me to suck it up and be thankful I wasn't out on the streets. I tried to end things multiple times. Nothing fancy or dramatic, just enough to make the pain stop even for a minute. Each time, my family swooped in out of actual care or wanting me healed. But because I was their tool, their success story in the eyes of the neighborhood and relatives. My dad literally told me once, after a nasty fight where I admitted I felt like giving up, "You're not allowed to die because then what would your mother tell her bridge club? What would I tell my friends at the bar?" It was disgusting, like I was a trophy or a problem to hide instead of a human being. But here's the twist, I was also forced to live, star into star this toxic system that thrived on my misery. I got trapped in a cycle of physical abuse and manipulation. At 17, when I tried to run away, they hired a private investigator to bring me back. When I got into a bad crowd, drugs, petty crime, you name it, instead of trying to help me get clean or understand the root causes, they fed the narrative that I was a trash kid who needed to be locked in programs, hospitals, therapies I never chose. By 21, I had pretty much lost myself. I was working minimum wage to pay my way through college. I never wanted, pretending on the outside that I was making progress, while inside I was falling apart. I had dating relationships layered with my PTSD and self-hate, some abusive, some fleeting. I was so alone, I sometimes thought death was a release. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. In the darkest moments of my life, when I was curled up on my bathroom floor planning a final exit, my little sister showed up. She was 14 at the time, all fire and fury, and she'd been watching how my parents treated me for years. She hugged me, cried, and said, "You're not just their puppet, you're my big brother and I love you more than they do." That one line felt like a lifeline thrown exactly when I was about to let go. With her support, I started fracturing the cage my family built around me. I got into therapy for real, found a small group of friends who weren't just fair weather folks and didn't answer calls with "Have you tried just praying more?" I learned to say no, to boundaries, and to stop apologizing. The real sweet revenge? When I finally saved enough money, I paid to have a restraining order against my parents. I didn't give them a single warning, I just disappeared from their lives. And I made sure to send the documents to everyone in their social circle, church members, neighbors, even the PI they hired to track me down back in the day. Suddenly, their perfect family image shattered. My little sister ghosted them too, moving in with me. And now, we're building a life free from that poison. It took losing everything, including my will to live, to realize no one gets to force you to stay alive, unless you want to. The hardest lesson was forgiving myself for surviving, while still hating what they did to me. But surviving? Yeah, that's mine. Those fuckers couldn't make me die, and they definitely couldn't control what I did with my life afterward. So yeah, my family forced me to stay alive, not because they cared, but because they needed me. And somehow that's what gave me the power to finally choose how to live.